to Market Mavericks, the podcast where we dive into the stories of business owners and entrepreneurs who are redefining industries in every corner of the market. I'm Matthew Efird, and in each episode, I'll be speaking with leaders who are challenging the status quo, pushing boundaries, and making a significant impact in their fields. From startups to established businesses, we'll uncover the strategies, challenges, and insights that drive success. Get ready to be inspired by the Mavericks who are shaping the future of business. So this is how the flow of the podcast will go. Again, these are some of the questions I'll be asking. Because it's just me interviewing myself, probably going to go through all of them. As I interview business leaders, there will be tangents that we take just as the conversation goes. They won't all flow through all of these questions, but there's going to be kind of a general theme of these questions to be able to grow and learn as professionals. So if you're interested in starting a business, here's some great insight from folks who have done it. If you're looking to take your business to the next level, again, here's some great insights that you can glean from that he who walks to the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools suffers harms, Proverbs 13:20. So let's see if we can find you some wisdom in the depths of people's experiences about their business and how they've grown that business to be able to help you in your business or in your professional life. So first question, what were you doing before you started a business? What inspired you to take the leap into business ownership? So I was working at a pharmacy management company. One of my good friends owned it, and he and I had gone to church together. I was in their sales role, helping them build out kind of a sales team that was new to their organization, to have that outside of the owners doing the sales. There's an incredible opportunity for me to be with a couple of guys and their overall team, to learn about team, to learn about business, to put into practice things I learned in college at UGA, Go Dogs. And I'm very thankful for that. But one of the things that I really felt led to do for 12 to maybe 18 months was to get back into business ownership, to be a good steward of the time that I was investing, that it was not just investing growing someone else's business, but to seek to grow my own, to be able to have something to hand off to my boys if they wanted to be able to take over. And so that's really the heartbeat. Just felt a little unsettled at the place that I was working. I loved the folks there. The sales department was pretty easy because I had an incredible service offering in the marketplace. And it was just making the connection to a great service offering. So I'm very thankful for the time that I was there, but started looking at opportunities in 2016 and came across Mosquito Joe as a fast growing, low cost entry market opportunity for pretty rapid growth in the outdoor pest control space. Not really had any interest in pest control or really a franchise. Was evaluating buying businesses, starting my own business. My brother and I had a mowing business when we were in high school, potentially getting back into that. But came across Mosquito Joe's, won a lot of awards, tried the service, it was unbelievable, it worked, and called on maybe 100 owners. It's a bunch. I've said 100 before. I don't know if it was actually 100, but it was around that across the country, and asked questions about, what's the good, the bad, the ugly? Does it work? Does the system work? How do you feel? And the resounding consensus was it works, but you have a big hole in the off season. And so we took the leap in 2017, purchased a closing territory around us, and then purchased as an area developer of the North Georgia area, and have slowly opened that since then. And then in 2018, as we fully got launched, because we bought in the end of 2017 in October, we relaunched that closing location. And then that winter, as staff kind of went home, per se, because we don't spray for mosquitoes here in the winter, started looking for opportunities. Had a friend of mine who was doing chimney sweeps. We tried that. And then I was hanging lights for Hannah, and had been since we were dating, helping her hang up Christmas lights. And a couple of guys in the Mosquito Joe world were doing that. And that has been, so we did an A/B test that 2018 season, that winter, and it was just who would let us do either one of those. Didn't really make much or any money, but we really were trying to figure out and find out what is our thing, what can we do, and we love Christmas lights. So we jumped in with both feet in 2019, and God has blessed both businesses. But the lights, as you can see over my shoulder, I don't know which one is this one. We were the 10th fastest growing company founded by UGA alumni, which we're really excited about, really proud of. But that is a lot of hard work and sweat and tears. But that business has grown pretty substantially. And we kept getting asked, how are you doing this? How can you help us do this? By other seasonal businesses, some of them in the Mosquito Joe world, some of them not. And so what we started on a path 2 years ago was actually creating a franchise system that we could be able to invest back into other seasonal business owners, that we could help them do this. That it's not hard, but the marketing's challenging, the materials can be challenging, the training can be challenging, the ongoing support, sales support, operationally, CRM system, inventory management, contract negotiation, all of those things can be really challenging. And we were looking to make that less challenging. And so we created our franchise system. It took us about 2 years to get it going. We launched that this year, and we're really excited. We're actually at 5 locations right now, which is really cool. And I don't know how many we're bringing on this first year. We're trying to be pretty selective how many we do bring on this first year, just because I don't want to outpunt our coverage, right? I want us to be good stewards of the folks that are taking a chance on us. We're taking a chance on them as we grow out. We've proven local operations that we know how to scale and manage and grow a profitable, quickly growing Christmas lights business, that we're doing some unique things in. So we have great value in our franchise system, but we're new to the franchising space. And so we've been working on this for a couple of years, getting all of our T's crossed and our I's dotted. But again, we want to be a good steward of that. So that's kind of where we are as an organization. The first 12 to 24 months of any organization, I love. It's kind of the question is, talk us through the first 12 to 24 months of your business, good, bad, and ugly. I love new. I love the challenge. My mentality has typically been that, yes, we can do that and we'll figure it out. Just not always a great mentality, because a lot of times it gets us in projects we have no business doing. It takes way too much time, and we learn way too much in it, lose money on it, and then have to pivot from it. So that's probably been part of the bad slash ugly of what we've done, is we've not had a fuller understanding of what our target service and customer is. But the first 12 months, Mosquito Joe, Walker was born February 22nd of 2018, and I was in the office February 25th of 2018, answering phone calls. I was the only person in the office. My precious wife, I mean, it was a lot. So that was really hard on us as a family. God's timing we believe in and trust in was not the timing that I had, that we wanted. We had already committed to doing Mosquito Joe, already committed to opening it that spring, and then we got pregnant, and it was just a whole snowball worth of things. So that was really hard. We brought on staff later that year that helped a lot, and then that helped us pretty tremendously by taking over an existing Mosquito Joe. It gave us an immediate influx of cash flow, which was great. It was closing. We had a couple of people that were trying to manage it over summer and instead of year round, and it just wasn't working for them. So that really helped us. Our first season, we did 3 times more than they'd ever done in revenue. And so that was a great influx. God bless the business. And that helped us. But a whole lot of first 2 years of Christmas lights, it was me running the office and me in the field helping our installers install. And so, that was hard, but you do what you got to do to get your staff, get your infrastructure built. I just didn't have the financial capital just to staff it all and not do the work myself. I know that's an option, but that was not an option for us. What has been your proudest moment as a business owner so far? I mentioned earlier about the Bulldog 100. That was really cool. That's been a business that we've invested a lot of time, energy, and effort into, that God has blessed tremendously. We have amazing customers, amazing staff, but that was really cool to get to go as a Bulldog fan, as an alumni, back to the university, dress up nice, have a nice dinner on campus, in the stadium, get to go down on the field. That was a really fun moment. So Hannah, Michael, and I went, and it was really a great night all the way around. Really, really fun. And we did not know that we were number 10. So it was really cool to kind of sit there as they kept calling names, and we got through the first 10. So 100 to 90, we weren't called. Then it got up to 80, and then we got all the way to 50, and we thought, wow, we're in the top 50. And then it was the top 20 or top 25, then top 20, and then the top 15. And then the last person got up there, and we said, this is wow, we're in the top 10. And we got number 10, which was really, really cool. Pivot in business is making a course correction with the information at hand. Share with us a pivot you've taken in your entrepreneurial journey. I've already shared kind of a little bit about that. So pivoting away from chimney sweeps, doing Christmas lights was one. That was kind of our A/B test of what we do in the winter. Then pivoting into the franchise space, that we are able to help others grow from the success that we've had, and really investing time into them. So that's been really cool. What's one way that you stay ahead of the competition and continue to innovate in your field? Oh, I like that one. I really try to I read a lot, and I try to follow what I would consider the industry. But what I've done is I'm seeking to continue to do a good job and a better job of connecting with people. That God has equipped me as a connector. And so I leverage that a lot in the businesses that we operate and support, is being connected to people. So that way I'm not having to be the best at everything, but it gives me insights into where things are going. So as an organization, we have vetted for Christmas lights, for example. We've vetted different opportunities for permanent installations of Christmas lights, not just temporary, permanent installation light. And I've installed, I think, 10 different ones, 11 maybe, and looked at the materials and reviews, and tangibly, how do they interact? How's the customer experience? And we've vetted one over the last 3 years, and we're now offering that. So that's been something cool that we've seen our customers are wanting. They're wanting to be able to put up permanent lights that they can operate all year long from their app, which is kind of a cool feature. Can set it to music, can change it to any color, the RGB spectrum. You can pick any color, you can pick any pattern, which is a fun thing to be able to do for businesses and homeowners. So that's been something cool. What guidance do you have for culture, leadership, or team building within your business? First thought to me is hire great people. We're really trying to, if you don't know your core values, your team does. Your business has core values. If they're written or not, you do have them, and so you need to define them. Part of leadership is defining the vision for your team, and so we defined our core values several years ago. And what we started doing is interviewing based off of our core values. So we like to say we typically hire on the younger end of males. This predominantly is in our workforce. It is 20 to 30-year-old males, and they love Ricky Bobby. So if you ain't first or last, feedback, integrity, respect, shared growth, teamwork. And those are the core values. So our interview questions are based off of those. Our annual performance reviews are based off of those. Any kind of team building is based off of that. Anytime that we meet together, we do all staff meetings once a month. We bring everybody in. We do 5 things as an organization. We do a culture celebration. So every employee gets celebrated of a way that they lived out a core value. We do a company update. We try to share some numbers. How are we doing as an organization? How are we doing compared to last year? We do an operational update. What's something that we need to continue to improve upon? That we are always seeking to, the S is share growth, be better today than we were yesterday. We're always seeking to get better. So how can we get better at our jobs? How can we serve our customers better? We're in the customer service business. We just happen to be doing outdoor pest control and outdoor lighting. That's what we tell our team all the time. And then lastly, we do a professional or personal development. So myself, one of our leaders, or we bring in outside speakers, watch videos, TED Talks, really want to invest in our team. So I say to all of our staff, when we hire them, you're going to work with us for a season. My goal is to elongate that season for as long as we can, as long as it's right for you and the business. But during that season, I want you to grow, I want you to learn, and I want you to be better for working here, because I know eventually you will leave. By setting that parameter up, that expectation up on the front end, it frees me up as a business owner when somebody leaves, because they're going to leave. They will. You're not going to have people forever. But second to that, it shows, hopefully, is showing our team, I want you to be growing. I want you to be learning. I want you to be doing better, because the better that you do, the better that the business does. The better that the business does, the better I can pay you. The more opportunities you have, the bigger your role can become if you want your role to become bigger. So those are ways that we've invested. Around here, we try to learn from others' mistakes. So looking back over your journey, what's a mistake you made and what lesson or lessons did you learn from it? One that we learned this year was my $1,000 mistake of not communicating well. I'm going to find something catchy to say about it, but it was $1,000 mistake of getting a van towed that needed to be towed, that I did not communicate with my manager well. And it was cross communication. It was innocent on both parties, of myself and him. Neither one of us said what needed to be said. I did not clearly define to him my expectation of what I needed. I had left out of town, was going on a work trip, and then on a family trip back to back. So I was out of town for an extended period of time. When I got back in town, I thought the vehicle was still getting worked on. So I didn't ask about it for another week or so. So you're going on 3 to almost 4 weeks that this van has been impounded. And it cost us $1,000 to get it back and get it towed to a place to be able to get it fixed. So that could have easily been handled. So one thing that I've learned from that is making sure that I'm try to be clear, try to be precise in what my expectations are, and try to confirm that they know what I'm asking. So am I clear with my expectations? Can you tell me what you think I mean from this? What are you going to do from this conversation? Those are some of the questions I've started asking our team to make sure I'm being really, really clear, because I don't like making $1,000 mistakes. What strategies have been most effective in growing your business and reaching your target market? Knowing your target market, right? That's a great one. I love to network. I love to, I've been a part of BNI for a very long time. That was a great season in my business that I was investing time every week in growing as a leader and networking, chamber events, CEO groups, the Rotary, really trying to invest time that way. A lot of my efforts now have steered into clearly defining who our target market is. For our Mosquito Joe, it is defining out the homeowners, how we can reach them, where they're going, the forms of media that they're following. and then that we can be very clear. And subsequently, once they call, that we answer the phone. That's very important. In the lighting space, it's more about online's a great presence. Being able to share what you're doing, how the impact you're making is very important. And then being really targeted with some of your ads, if it's print, online, or yard signs, those are really good solutions. Can you share an experience where customer feedback significantly influenced a change or improvement in your business? Yes. Um, for lights, we used to just show up and hang up lights when it was myself on the install team and running the office. And then finally, we got somebody in the office who was fantastic, dear friend of mine. And she said, "This is not okay." And she was getting feedback from customers of, "Hey, this is great. The lights look incredible, but you're just showing up. You've got to let us know you're coming," which on the front end seems, well, of course we should. So now we have a whole process that conversation with the customer who I appreciated them giving us the feedback, right? The first core value we have is F for feedback, which is the give and receive accountability. And so anytime someone gives us feedback as a client, we always thank them. Good, bad, ugly, I don't care what it is. Thank you for communicating with me. Because the other way they can communicate with you is just leave, cancel your service, walk away, or they're sharing negative reviews online or with their friends, family, colleagues, neighbors, and you don't want that. So if they're giving you feedback, that is a really, really good place to be because now you can do something with it. So that was a piece of feedback that we had in our lighting business that really helped us. It seems silly now looking back on it. Of course, you should communicate with your customers, your schedule, but we weren't the first couple of years, and now we definitely do. In our Mosquito Joe business, outdoor pest control, we have a texting feature now. We've had that, well, let's say now, we've had that for 4 years now. We started just before COVID. And we have slowly adapted and grown that type of service to where our office can communicate with clients and our technicians can communicate with clients. So it's much, much easier. It's a much better functionality that our customers wanted. They said, "I'm tired of getting a phone call during the day that your staff is coming, or I'm tired of not knowing when they're coming. I've got to put the dogs up. I've got to be home to unlock the gate. I need to make sure I'm not on a call because the blower's loud. Or can you please come around when my kids are sleeping? Because, they don't sleep very good during nap time and I need them to nap." By having the texting function, that was one of the ones they had asked for, and making that investment as a business, that's helped us a lot. How do you stay motivated and keep pushing forward when faced with challenges or periods of slow growth? Um, for me, it's really Simon Sinek's got a great book called Start with Why, and it's defining out the purpose, really the why behind what you're doing. And so for me, I'm trying to continue to define out my why. My businesses are an avenue for ministry, relationally and financially, and so that gets me excited. That gets me motivated. What we're doing from an outdoor pest control standpoint is allowing families to spend time together, which is super important to me. On the lighting side, it's creating memories for families. Again, super important for me. On the franchising space, something that I'm really excited about is being able to invest in business owners that are struggling. It's hard to go through the winter and not have any revenue. It's hard to go through the winter and lose all of your staff and hope they come back in the spring, because now you're going to lose most of your customers in the spring because you have a whole new round of staff. It's customer complaints, all the issues. Turnover is not part of your P&L, but it should be. And there's no way to really capture that outside of the inefficiency of your labor cost. So that's been really exciting for me, is to get them connected into the brand and leverage the strategic growth that we have and the commercial properties that we have. How do you navigate the work-life pull on your time while running a business? And what advice do you have for other entrepreneurs struggling with this? Talked about this a little bit on the Family Table podcast. If you're not following that theme within the Pillars of Purpose podcast, we would love for you to go and listen to that one as well. But I will touch on it here. I didn't say work-life balance, and I specifically didn't put that on there because I think that's a myth. There's a great book by Andy Stanley called Choosing to Cheat, which is looking at anywhere that you are, where you physically are investing your time, you're choosing to not invest it somewhere else. You're quote unquote cheating on that other thing. For me, I don't have a lot of hobbies. That's helped me a lot. I do have things that I do for fun, but it's during the day. I'm not taking away from my family. I do very, very rarely do I take time away from my family. It's more on a date night or date outing with Hannah. That's an investment that we make. So I don't play video games. Um, I don't go downtown. I don't go on a lot of guys' trips. I just don't do those things, especially with young boys and the businesses and the stage of business that we have and the growth that we're seeing in our businesses. I'm choosing to invest my time other places. So what my advice would be is to define out, what does it mean for you to be successful in your time? Is it working 50 hours a week in your business, 60 hours a week in your business, or 20 hours a week in your business? What is successful and how can you build your schedule around that? You've got to invest time to work, the old adage, work on your business, not just in your business. I see way too many people that I come across that are so stuck in just doing the work, and they're not investing any time in growing the overall structure or the organization. And there's only so many hours during the day, and you won't be able to grow it past yourself. How have mentorship and networking contributed to your growth as an entrepreneur and the success of your business? Talked earlier about networking, BNI, chamber, Rotary, 100%, definitely a part of those things. Commercial real estate groups, Christian business owner groups. That's definitely being in front of people, helping refine your message as a business owner is really important. Helping get feedback from other business owners. So I'm a part of a roundtable co-op, a mastermind group, and it's a bunch of different business owners that are seeking to grow their business, but they're in different industries than I am. And the amount of value I get out of that group, I go once a month for half a day. I try everything I can not to miss that meeting, because I'm able to go in and be real open handed of, these are not people trying to gain business from me. They're not trying to sell me. They're also not trying to steal my clients. They're just trying to help me grow, because the more I grow, the more I learn, the more I can help them grow. And that's been really, really, really good for me. Um, Meet with a mentor once a month that's been very successful in business and his family. And I try to meet with him, like I said, at least once a month. And then I also have my board of advisors. So those are gentlemen that are in a couple of stages beyond me in life and the businesses that they've run, the organizations they've been a part of. And we meet once a quarter. So, yes, this is super important for me. It is definitely allowed our organization to grow and to grow pretty rapidly across the years to be successful. And a lot of that has been to due to the time that others have invested in me. If you had to pick one book to hand to every new business owner, what would it be and why? Hmm. I really like Michael Gerber's E-Myth Revisited. I typically end up referring that one out to a lot of young business owners. It's really good about systems. We get so caught up in our head about the things that we do, and we don't document well. We haven't set up a system that we can leverage for growth, for expansion. And until we invest the time to build out that infrastructure, the businesses doesn't grow beyond you. So that's been a good one. Simon Sinek, I said earlier, Start With Why. It's one that I love. Let's see. Jim Collins, Good to Great is another really good one. That one's a little bit for more established businesses, probably, but that's a really good read. Um, those are some that I like. I'll share more in future podcasts as I read and come across new books, but those are ones that I've enjoyed a lot. What is one of your business's current goals, and what steps are you taking to achieve it? So one of the goals that we just accomplished was bringing on locations this year, which has been really cool to actually become a franchise system. And so, we'd had this vision of doing it for a couple of years. So that's been a big goal. And so now our goal this year is to ensure their success and to see as much revenue out of each one of those locations. We want each location to hit six figures. And so the steps that we're taking to do that is doing as much pre-training and preparing for them to be able to hit the ground running. So getting all of their I's dotted and T's crossed on their operations, helping them train, helping them recruit, helping them sell, helping them market, knowing the vendors to use, all of that, the benefits of a franchise system is the steps that we're taking to ensure that they're successful this year, which is really exciting. And then last question here, what piece of advice would you give to someone looking to start your own business or taking their existing business to the next level? I find on this one, a lot of folks are just scared, right? They're scared of the unknown, and they get caught in their head with worry, and they don't go through the practice of what's the worst thing that could happen. That's something that we've adopted, that Hannah and I've adopted, but myself specifically, is I ask myself, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Well, this doesn't work out. Okay, well, what does that mean? Okay, well, we lose the house. Can't make our mortgage payment. We have to sell our house. Okay. Do we have family we could live with? We do. Thankfully, we've been blessed with that. Could we rent? Yeah, we could rent. Would it be uncomfortable? Yes, it'd be uncomfortable. Is that lack of comfort, if it fails, is that going to prevent me from going after an opportunity? And my answer has been no. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the risk is worth the reward of the opportunity to be able to do something I feel called to do. And so going through that practice has been something that I try to encourage people, that allows you to think about it strategically and think about it from a quote unquote, what's the worst case scenario, to get that off the table and take that out of your mind, because your mind gets scared around what is going to be the boogeyman out there. And once you define out what is the worst, it's not nearly as scary. And then you get a lot more relaxed, and you get a lot more comfortable with seeking some risk and being able to take on some risk. So thank you so much for following along. Thank you for being a part of the Market Mavericks. Again, I've got a whole list of people that I'm going to be calling on to do these interviews with. These are some of the questions I'll be asking them. I hope you enjoy getting to know me a little bit more. If you do have anybody that you would love to see on the Market Mavericks, please comment. Would love to be able to do that. That's my first ask. And my second ask is, if you will, like, subscribe, follow along, share this with somebody. You can share it on social media. You can text out the links. The podcast will be everywhere you can find your podcast. Thank you so much. God bless, and we'll see you soon.